Well, a Creighton professor helped uncover a fascinating piece of history, a fossil estimated to be at least 131,000 years old.
Our Brian Mastry talked with a professor who says it's his most interesting discovery yet.
John and Lauren, the country of Laos is in between Vietnam and Thailand in Southeast Asia. The rare human remains, a tooth, were discovered inside a limestone cave in the country.
It is already important to sort of the history of us as humanity, just given that it's the oldest modern humans in Southeast Asia. But now sort of we understand that this specific spot in the world had been inhabited by humans or human relatives for at least 150,000 years.
Before the pandemic, Creighton University professor Tyler Dunn would go back to Laos every year. The tooth, a molar more specifically, was uncovered in 2018. And after much studying the science and surroundings around it, experts believe it once belonged to a young girl.
So you know how when kids I'm getting my first molars, when they're children, this was one of those teeth. It hadn't fully come out of her jaw yet, but it was sort of in the process of developing, and she was probably about three and a half to about 8 years old, somewhere in that range.
Dunn is a biological anthropologist and archaeologist. The work for the last decade is inspiring and invigorating, but it's not easy to get in and out of the cave, and it takes a team to navigate it.
The aha factor in that we're finding amazing human history in very understudied parts of the world. But I think the overall sort of arching takeaway might be just the appreciation for the diversity that exists. The things that I'm interested in are trying to understand where modern human diversity comes from, sort of how we're different, so we can start talking about sort of similarities between everyone.
The tooth, another piece to a family tree going back as far as 164,000 years. On your side in Omaha, Brian Mastry, 6 News.
Well, Dunn believes this discovery will allow renewed excavations to take place in Southeast Asia. There is good evidence that people in North America and Australia came from Asia.